family of these creatures started dealing with us, yelling, screaming, and mostly nocturnal at night, just at dusk. And we was fortunate enough to record them, had the recordings analyzed with the University of Wyoming in a year-long study. And they showed that the tapes were not manipulated, that it wasn't, and they were done at the time of, as we said. And so we had that part done, but it wasn't until 2008 till a cryptolinguist from the Navy, retired from the Navy, who studies codes and languages, discovered language in the recordings that we made. And that's been quite a, he just spoke at the Oklahoma event here a couple of weeks ago, I guess it was, while I was in Russia. Him and I kind of go together because he gives his talk about the sounds I recorded, how he discovered language and the methodology behind it. But anyway, I've been going to this one area for 40 years and still can't get a handle on these things. Seem like they're one step ahead of you, no matter what you do. I don't know if it's psychic, I don't know what it is, but there's a little bit more than just the perimeters of the discipline of science going on.
But a more scientific effort has never been done than what he did as far as taping these noises and doing his best to document something that you could take to people and say, I didn't make this shit up. Ron did that, right here.
Well, Al Berry, he's a journalist that we allowed to go in to do the investigation. Basically, when we were there, I didn't realize how significant what was going on was. And the reporter we took in, allowed to go in, he was taking everything serious, and he's the one that fostered the studies at the University of Wyoming and quite a bit of other things. He wrote the book that has our story in it, and it's called Bigfoot, by him and Ann Slate, Al Berry and Ann Slate. That's a collector's you're going to find that. Anybody here got it? I got it.
Let's hear about Guy's experience with Bigfooting really fast over here. And then we'll take some questions.
So when I was a lot younger, my parents belonged to the Good Sam Camping Club, and they would go to all these different places every month. And we went to a place where this guy had all these casts, and he had a chair that Bigfoot sat in. And I thought this was so amazing because I'd never heard about this stuff before. And I looked to check my parents and all the adults, and they didn't even think twice about it. And I was kind of upset that if they were so easy to accept it, why didn't they tell me sooner about Bigfoot? You know, and so I was so sure that Bigfoot existed. As far as websites, went out to look at websites and what they had. And most guys are arguing about whether or not to use apple pie or fish as bait, you know, or where to get the best two-way mirror, you know. So I wanted to make sure that that there was news out there for Bigfoot that kind of appealed to people that liked anthropology, primatology, and was interested in the science of Bigfoot as well. You know, we're, you know, to Tom's point, we're a lot different than Dallas and Wayne. I think Dallas said that he had 4 doctors confirm he had goat DNA. I stopped asking doctors about 3 years ago, so we're totally different.
All right, Chloe, we got some questions from the crowd. How about you there in the hoodie? Yes, you.
Yes. I would like to ask Ron, when was the last time you heard from the old man?
I haven't heard of the old man since the 70s.
What's the old man?
Well, he must have heard the recordings I got. I put them out on CDs, the story. I got 200 CDs. I sell them on BigfootSounds.com. The old man seemed to have went away in 72. He was a big voice that was on the original tapes that we had. And don't know. I mean, the whole family group might have changed, because now I just had some interaction here about 2 months ago up there. It was the last time I went up, and it wasn't him. But it seemed like there's the same family group lives in this one area that we kind of keep private.
Is it the same Sierra camp area?
Yes.
Has it changed at all?
Pardon me?
Has it changed much in the last 4 years?
Oh, well, it always changes. I mean, no, the camp itself hasn't changed other than the deterioration. Nature takes care of itself, but trees fall. And
it's still really isolated though.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I went up there 3 times with Scott Nelson in July after we spoke at a symposium, and where was that symposium? John, you spoke there too.
Toby's thing.
Oh, that was Toby's. That was your. No, this last year I went.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, he met me in California. He didn't attend the symposium, and we went up there 3 times, and nothing happened. But he was there with his recorder, trying to get some cooperative sounds.
They go to camp at, it's like 8,000 or 9,000 feet of elevation. You know, that's most of the way up Mount Hood, and they're camping there. So it's a really rugged location in this Sierra.
It is very imposing. Yes.
What do you put in the white
Is the Northwest, particularly Washington State, considered a crime place or?
Yes, yes,
What he said.
yes.
Has it
I've
been
been on research on all these.
Has it been that way
states.
throughout history, or is that a more recent thing?
Probably history.
Estacada is a hot spot here in Oregon.
Estacada?
Absolutely.
It's a good one. But then plus you get to Mount Rainier and Mount Adams,
Yeah.
other, you know.
And
Skamania.
between Mount St. Helens and Mount Rainier.
Yeah, it's the highest
How about you in the far back, in the very back?
Yeah, I have two questions. Do you all think that they're nocturnal, and why do you think they're so hard to locate?
I think they're mostly nocturnal just because of their size. They don't want to be seen. Because the ones I dealt with in the Sierras, they can come around the daytime when we're gone out of camp. You see evidence that we're there. And then at night, when just at dusk, is when they'll start popping their limbs or cracking the rocks or doing something to get your attention and see what you're going to do about it, if anything. If you don't do anything, just be still. They keep doing more things to try to play with you. They play with your head. They do. They're not spooky at all. They sound spooky.
How come they're so hard to find?
Well, again, they're very elusive. They've learned how to adapt to the wilderness. They decide to live in stealth, and they don't want to. They don't want to be part of us. They're sentient entities, I believe, and they've been able to stay 1 or 2 steps ahead of us every time we try to play a trick on them. You just got to relax and let them do what they do, and they trust you and trust your motives and interact with you. But like when Scott Nelson was up there, the cryptolinguist, they didn't do anything. Nothing happened. All 3 trips we were up there. And he had his recorder going 24 hours a day. He took batteries in. And I went up there after he left and had the interaction. How they, I don't know if they know what a tape recorder is, but I think they maybe can read your motives sometimes. Don't know. We don't know. There's a lot of mystery surround this.
So you all think they're nocturnal then?
Well, there's a researcher that just researches lemurs, which are the only primates that are nocturnal. And so, you know, I think if we were to just do some science on it, we would want to see what lemurs do at night, because they're the only primates that we know of that are nocturnal. And there's actually researchers out there that are fans of Bigfoot that are actually doing lemur research as well.